Okay.
You've had success. You continue to have success.
Better. How about my best year ever?
There you go.
Right now.
What's the one thing that you're doing daily to make that happen?
I wake up with the expectation of today going perfectly.
Love it.
And that's an honest answer. That's not something I would set that if you and I were sitting at a table somewhere privately.
Yeah.
I would say that. I believe that our expectation dictates everything, not our hope, not our wish, not our want. Be very clear about that. It has nothing to do with hope, wish, and want. Those are three really weak words. And the town of Hopeville is a town we want to drive through. And it's en route to. It's indefinitely, hope is a big part of it.
Right.
But we don't want to camp out in hope. We want to drive through Hopeville
Right.
and wind up in Expectationville. Now, there's a big difference between expectation and entitlement, because basically entitlement is expectation minus the work.
Absolutely.
Come on with it.
That's right. That's right.
Come on with it.
Yep.
Right? So
Absolutely.
younger people may not know that, but there's this thing called work involved.
What's that? What's that?
Right? There's some seed planting. There's some assembly required. And that assembly begins in consciousness. It's all mindset. But it has to be followed up with a solid work ethic, right? And as long as you're doing the work, look, the bottom line is this. Everything we create in our lives is responding to recipes. Everything that is showing up in your life right now is responding to an implementation of a recipe you're using. Be it intentional or unintentionally, Betty Crocker is running your life. Okay? And here's the deal. You're the Betty Crocker.
That's right.
You're the Betty Crocker. So if you don't like the way it looks, you can't start with the blame game, but instead go stand in the mirror and see yourself as the primary reason why it is the way it is. And it's not necessarily because you caused everything that is happening, but your interpretation of life's events as they are showing up will explain everything else. What is your reaction? I don't know about you, but that I know very well there's a reason they call them first responders and not first reactors. You think about it, the difference between a reaction and a response is the presence of a beat. And if I ever, God willing, this will never happen, but if I or anyone I know was ever tossed through a windshield and was laying on the pavement bleeding, the last thing I would want is a first reactor who comes up and goes, "Oh my God, this is terrible." That's not helping my ass.
No, it's not.
I need someone who's going to get a towel and do something about it. So we want to be first responders for sure. But that's my answer. I actually expect, because here's the deal. I've had 62 years and 364 days of my life to prove to me that things go well. This is something I coach my students on. The saying of this line, I'm going to ask you to repeat it if you're up for repeating it. I'm not getting any kickback from this. This is from my heart to yours. But just the simple utterance daily of this phrase, things go well for me.
Yep.
Can you just say that? Things go well for me. And I've got news. They don't only go well for me, they go well for you. Things go well for me. And when you claim that, even in the middle of a storm, and especially in the middle of a storm, it keeps us from panicking, because we understand we have survived 100% of everything that has ever challenged us in our life. Why would we lack faith now?
Come on.
We've survived 100%. Everyone in this room has a perfect track record. It's perfect. So it's time to acknowledge that perfection and realize, man, I've got perfection all up under me. This is entirely doable. So things work well for me, right? Things go well for me. They are going well for you. And even if it doesn't feel that way, I would invite you to not be distracted by, here's a key word, appearances.
Yep.
There's something much bigger going on than what appears to be. So don't be dissuaded. Don't be discouraged. Just keep clinging to that understanding. Things go well for me. And you know what? You're going to have loss. You're going to have hardship. You're going to lose people you love. You may have a business collapse, but things go well for me. And that is always how I feel no matter what is going on. And if anyone thinks that that's just something to say to a group, I lost the one and only sibling I had little over 3 years ago. He died at age 62, the age I am now, and alcoholism took his life. He was a deep devotee to booze, and he killed it. That was the price. And on that day, which was March the 12th, 3 years ago, I understood that the day itself was not flawed. We live in a choice consequence world, and unfortunately, my brother made some choices that cost him his life. It is that simple. Painful, yes, but very simple, and I'm not detached from it. I'm deeply connected to my brother. Like I said, he was my only sibling. I loved him with every fiber of my being. And now, it's interesting, again, we are at choice because I could decide that March 12th sucks permanently. I have to tell you, even that March 12th didn't suck. It didn't suck. You know why? Someone scratched a lottery ticket that day and won. On that very day, someone was winning the lottery. Someone else got their first kiss. Someone else lost their virginity and had a blast. They did. The day my brother died, someone lost their virginity and they were like, come on, win. And so that means that all future March 12s are celebratable. Right? You do not need to make up your mind. Here's one other while I'm on a bit of a roll. Quit participating when the media says, oh, it's an ugly one out there today. What? Because it's raining? We've decided that rain equals ugly? You know what would equal ugly? No more rain. Ever. So what is with this wacky human species that complains about the very thing it relies on? So don't buy into that. When you hear the media referencing it's an ugly one out there today, just stand and go, things go well for me, and it's not ugly at all.
There you go.
It's just not ugly at all. It's up to us to always interpret and reinterpret. And I got to tell you, we are salmon swimming upstream because we are being bombarded daily with things that are colossal lies. Colossal lies. I don't have time to get into it, but I'll come back with Chaz on another time and talk with you about what I call the toxic 12, which are the 12 biggest lies we've ever been told. Right? And I don't have to ask. I don't need to know you to know what you've heard. I'll give you one. I'll give you one. God, there's so many that I can choose. I'm trying to think which one I want to choose. Oh, how about this? Time heals all wounds. Really? Have you ever been to a family reunion?
Yeah.
The laughter tells the story, right? We're still holding a grudge over what Uncle Tommy did 38 years ago. So one thing heals wounds, that one thing is forgiveness. And don't look for time to do it. We know better than to believe that nonsense because we've all known people, maybe they were family members, who hold a grudge for 40, 50 years and will take that grudge all the way to the grave. And time alone did not fix that. I hope I gave you a good answer.
Great answer. Thank you.